Hey there, welcome back to my channel, it's me the Mind Injector. In this video we've got some exciting and shocking developments in the world of stocks that you won't want to miss. TTOO Biosystems has sent shockwaves through the market by announcing a reverse stock split. But why is this happening and what does it mean for investors? That's what we're going to dig into today. But here's the twist. This isn't just about a stock split. There's a lot more to unpack. TTOO Biosystems also released some preliminary third quarter earnings, and the results aren't exactly stellar. We'll discuss what's driving the stock down and how the market is reacting. Stick around because I'll also touch on some potential catalysts that could influence TTOO Biosystems stock in the near future. The company just announced a 1-for-100 reverse stock split. Yes, you heard it right. A 1-for-100 reverse stock split. This isn't an everyday occurrence in the stock market, and it has certainly sent shockwaves through the market. This reverse stock split is a significant move for TTOO Biosystems. But why is this happening and what's the reason behind it? We'll get into the nitty-gritty details. But hold on, there's more. TTOO Biosystems also released preliminary third quarter earnings, and the results are less than stellar. Wall Street analysts were expecting revenue of $3 million. But what TTOO Biosystems reported was just $1.5 million. That's a significant drop, and it has investors concerned. Let's first dive into this reverse stock split. It's not your typical stock market move, and there's a reason behind it. TTOO Biosystems is executing a 1-for-100 reverse stock split, which means that shareholders owning 100 shares prior to the split will own just one share following the split. It's essentially a reduction in the number of outstanding shares, which, in turn, increases the price per share. But, and here's the important part, the equity ownership of the company for shareholders doesn't change. The price of TTOO stock increases by a factor of 100 following the split. Any shareholder who's entitled to receive fractional shares after the split will receive a cash payment from TTOO Biosystems. Now, you might be wondering why a company would do this. Well, reverse stock splits are often used as a strategic move to regain compliance with stock exchange listing requirements. In TTOO Biosystems' case, they needed to meet Nasdaq's minimum price requirement. This requirement stipulates that the stock must close at or above $1 for a specific number of consecutive business days. Executing a reverse stock split is one way to artificially inflate the share price when it has fallen below this minimum requirement. Here's where it gets interesting. Investors often don't react positively to reverse stock splits. Why? Because it can be perceived as a sign of desperation. When a company decides to do a reverse stock split, it could indicate that the stock price has hit rock bottom. The management might be attempting to inflate the prices artificially, especially if there isn't a clear and convincing business proposition behind it. So, the stigma around the reverse splits is currently impacting TTOO Biosystems stock, and that's part of what's driving the significant drop we're witnessing. But the story doesn't end with the reverse split. TTOO Biosystems also reported its preliminary third quarter earnings, and it's not a pretty picture. The company achieved total revenue of just $1.5 million, which is a staggering 60% decrease compared to the same period in the previous year. What's even more concerning is that this revenue is comprised entirely of product revenue. Analysts were expecting $3 million in revenue for this quarter, which is nearly double what TTOO Biosystems actually reported. This is a significant miss, and it has investors worried. So, what's behind this drop in revenue? Well, it's not just one thing. TTOO Biosystems pointed to a $1 million reduction in Biomedical Advanced Research and Development Authority revenue as one of the main reasons. But that's not all. Their sepsis test panel revenue also took a hit, down by 31% compared to the same period in the previous year. The company attributed this decline to ending the third quarter with a sepsis test backorder of $380,000. It's clear that they face some operational challenges, and it's reflected in their financial results. TTOO Biosystems CEO and Chairman John Sperzel responded to these preliminary results. He highlighted the aggressive measures taken to address the sepsis test backorder issue. Additionally, the company has significantly improved its balance sheet by raising capital and reducing debt. It's worth noting that maintaining their Nasdaq listing was also part of the company's response. In terms of guidance, TTOO Biosystems is forecasting sepsis and related product revenue of $2.4 million for the fourth quarter, which would imply a sequential growth of 60%. For the full year, they're anticipating total sepsis and related product revenue of $7.5 million, implying a 10% decline from the same period in the previous year. Before we get into the exciting details, let me introduce you to Moomoo Financial. If you open a brokerage account with Moomoo and deposit at least $1 using the link in the description, you'll get a chance to draw a free stock worth up to $2,000. But that's not all. If you make a net deposit of $100 or more, you'll receive not just one, but 5 free stocks worth up to $2,000 each. And if you're really serious about investing, you can deposit $1,000 or more and get a whopping 15 free stocks, bringing your potential earnings to a staggering $30,000. So sign up now using the link in the description and get those free stocks. Now let's get back to the video. As of September 30, TTOO Biosystems had $24.3 million in cash and cash equivalents. It's essential to note that $21.9 million of this amount was raised through an at-the-market offering during the quarter. The company is taking steps to bolster its financial position. Now, here's a potential catalyst you'll want to watch closely. TTOO Biosystems also disclosed that it submitted a 510(k) pre-market notification to the FDA. This notification seeks to add the detection of Acinetobacter baumannii to the company's FDA-cleared TTOO bacteria panel. Acinetobacter baumannii is a significant pathogen, especially in hospital settings, as it can be particularly virulent among immune-compromised patients. It causes various infections, such as bloodstream infections, urinary tract infections, pneumonia, and wound infections. It's a serious matter, and if the FDA clears this addition, it could significantly expand the utility of TTOO Biosystems' diagnostic capabilities. So, what's the bottom line here? TTOO Biosystems has had a significant day in the stock market, and not all of it is positive. The reverse stock split is concerning investors, as it often indicates underlying issues within a company. It's a move made to meet Nasdaq's minimum price requirement, but it doesn't necessarily solve the core problems. The preliminary third quarter earnings are another cause for concern. Revenue is down, and the company is facing operational challenges. However, the response to these issues and their financial position indicate that they are taking steps to address the situation. There's also the FDA submission to watch. If the FDA clears the detection of Acinetobacter baumannii, it could open up new opportunities for TTOO Biosystems in the healthcare sector. To wrap it up, TTOO Biosystems is in the spotlight today for a combination of reasons: the reverse stock split, the preliminary earnings report, and the FDA submission. This is a company facing challenges, but it's also taking steps to address them. It's a story that's far from over, and we'll be here to keep you updated on what happens next. So, if you're invested in TTOO Biosystems or thinking about it, make sure to stay informed. There's a lot happening, and it's crucial to understand the full picture. This is it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching, and please make sure to subscribe, like, and leave a comment down below.